Hello, I'm Nikki Starr, welcome back to my channel. Today is the 6th of July, which means it's the 6th day of camp. And once again, I didn't do anything yesterday. It's Tuesday, I did nothing yesterday. Well, that's not true. I did spend the evening completely blanketed up watching the latest episode of Loki again. So, there's that. It was pretty much a doing that and scrolling through TikTok kind of night. And I don't know why, but I needed it. So I took it. I still don't feel like 100% like I want to be trying to do some rereading today, but need to get my arse in gear and actually do something. We do have motivation in the form of Haribo gummy snakes, so they will help. I also, when I was editing last week's video, the maths in something I have spent most of my life priding myself on my ability to do seemed to go completely out the window last week. I haven't moved the 2/3 marker into the correct position. Honestly, I can't be arsed. So I'm just going to try and get through as much of it as possible today. I'm not going to push myself too hard. We haven't got anything on, so I'm going to sit down and just do as much as I can do in a stint and just see how I feel. And then if I need to go make some dinner, I'll do that. Hopefully come back a little bit later, but if I just get the mood I'm in, if I can get one 10-minute sprint in, I will take it. I will take it today. Because the other thing I'd really like to do is dye my hair. Because look at this. Look at all the grey coming out of mine. Really, really would like to try and dye that today. Just because we're going to do some social stuff at the weekend, but like in-person social stuff. I have absolutely no concept of this in my head anymore, but we're going to try and do it. And this is not acceptable. So I'm going to try and at least make that look somewhat presentable before I go. I am once again in a position where I don't really want to go and do the thing. Oh, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just go and do it. I'm gone. Good morning. It is the 10th of July. It is about 8:30 at this point. Had a bit of a slower morning. Did a bit of a workout and showered, which is why my face looks quite as red as it does. I'm also coming to you makeupless because I cannot be arsed this morning. I have, however, re-dyed my hair in the last few days, so it finally looks like how it should look again. It is, however, making me seriously consider like proper bangs again. This week has not been flush with rereading, shall we say. I think I checked in on Tuesday and I think I did about 25 minutes in the end, and I think that's as much as I've done this week. I'm not going to go into why, but let's just say it's not been my most productive of weeks. Having said that, next week I'm off. So we've got a few things planned in because it is actually the week of my birthday, so we're going to do a couple of fun things. But it means that I should theoretically have a bit of time to catch up because I'm supposed to have finished this particular reread already at this point. By the end of this week, I should have finished this and be a third of the way into book 5. That has not happened. It's only stressing me out a little bit, but we're on page 80 and we have 135 in this book. Today's going to be a little bit strange for things. We're probably going to go in a little bit and grab some breakfast. We do it on a Saturday. We go through like a drive-through McDonald's and just get a little something. We got into the habit of it to keep the car running because the last year and a half it barely runs and we had a problem with the battery about halfway through this. So we go and do a little bit of a run. We get ourselves a little bit of something. So I might get like a hash brown and a coffee. After that, there'll be a little bit of time. And then later on today, we're going to go and see a couple of friends that we haven't seen in probably at this point 2 years. So I don't think we saw them very much before the pandemic hit. And I want to be like fully present for that. So I don't want to work all day. Because if I basically, from the time we come back from breakfast to the time we go and see our friends, if I'm just rereading, my head's going to be in the Space Pirates world. And best case scenario, I'm just off daydreaming about it. Worst case scenario, I've knackered myself out. We're going to see how it goes today. Then tomorrow, which will be the Sunday this weekend, I'm hoping I can get a significant amount more in. Again, we've got a couple of family calls we're going to do. We're very social this weekend. We're not usually quite this social. And then tomorrow evening, England are in the final of the Euros. This probably doesn't mean much to many people, but I have watched a lot of the Euros this year. I've enjoyed it immensely, and the idea that we're in the final just gives me so much happiness. But me and one of my friends was watching the semi-final on Wednesday. We were playing a D&D game with the football in the background, and it went to extra time as our D&D game ended. So we were just set on the call, both being a little bit stressed and anxious together. So we're gonna watch that on Sunday. Definitely no getting around it. 100% gonna be watching it. But I'm hoping that I could at least get this done by the end of tomorrow. There's a couple of other things I should do. Like, I should finish this vlog and edit it for you guys and put it up really by Monday, which I might try and do, but the majority of other things I have in my goal list can be pushed to next week now. Like, I've got next week off, I can fill in gaps and do more kind of stuff in there. So we shall see how this goes. But the long and short of it is I'm not pushing myself today. I may push myself tomorrow and then chill out with an England game and snacks. In terms of this book versus the other books, for anyone who doesn't know, I've been reading through what are, for some, first drafts and for some zero drafts of my Space Pirate series, because at the beginning of Milwordy I basically said I'm going to draft all the way through apart from the last book, because my head will go a bit weird if it thinks that it's finished the series. So we're not gonna get into that energy right now. Also, what I'd want to do is go back and look through the rest of the series and work out where any threads could be and add things, and if I come up with a new cool idea somewhere in there that needs to end in book 9, I don't want to have drafted book 9 because it's going to end up being a lot more complicated. Book 1 needs a lot of work. It's quite boring. Number 2 I got a little bit better. Number 3 is where I think I started getting a real stride on who the characters are and their interactions. And then this book, there's less happening, gonna be honest with you. Actual action, a lot less of it. But there are a lot of like character moments, and I feel like what I need to do is add in more action that still brings out these character moments. But at the moment there's a lot of so-and-so is in a room doing a thing, which is an important thing, but probably not quite as high stakes as it could be. And someone comes in and they have a conversation about it, and someone warns them about something. And we're getting to a lot of explorations of the characters, the magics in the characters, and in some respects the ethics of some of the magic. Because some of the magic has the capability to, how do I word it, alter a person's like state of being, and some of the crew are, well, one of the crew is like, I'm not sure I want you to be able to do that to me, which I think is fair, and they're having a bit of a discussion about it. And that's kind of a thread of this book, is the idea of my captain has magic, she's been using it, but has she been using it morally? Not everyone is aware that she's been using it on them. Where are the lines of this, and sort of talking to her crew. This is the book where we pick up what is going to be probably the last official crew member. Oh no, penultimate. We get one significantly later on, but the penultimate crew member. So the group is kind of set, and I didn't realise how enjoyable the dynamics were between some of the characters. I've genuinely laughed out loud for some of this, which I was not expecting. I have one character that just refuses to do anything other than sarky, like wall up, I'm going to do humour at you at best, I'm going to probably call you the wrong name on purpose kind of character, and it's just infuriating a bunch of them. It's endearing to some of them, and I think that's quite an interesting dynamic, because as she's come in as the most recent person to be involved with them, it's really showing who sits where on the dynamics of things. It's interesting, I'm enjoying it. But anyway, I'm babbling on. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of rereading before we go and grab some breakfast, and then I will hopefully do a bit more later. Nikki, if you could film some B-roll, it will make editing Nikki's life a little bit more interesting than just seeing this background at all times. Thank you. Hello, it is the 11th of July, which means we're 11 days into camp. I'm gonna keep saying that, because it still hasn't quite hit me that camp is happening. I feel like I'm not, it's just a blur. Currently, we are at page 113 of book 4, and we have 135 pages total. So we're very close to finishing this off. It is a Sunday, which means my week is ending for my goal planning, and the aim was to have this finished and be a third of the way into book 5. I was not expecting to still be doing this, but we're here. I think it is completely possible for me to finish this today. It is about 11 o'clock. I have a couple of family calls to do, got a couple of WhatsApp calls that we're a part of. And then tonight, I think I said this in the last clip, but I'm going to keep saying it because it doesn't feel real to me. England are in the Euro finals. So that's happening about 8 o'clock tonight. So whatever is not done by that point is not getting done today because I'm going to watch that. I really, really hope it doesn't go to extra time or penalties, but there's a possibility it will, and it could get late and I'm not doing it. I may, because I'm not working tomorrow, even have an actual alcoholic drink, which I haven't done in a while. I tend to drink alcohol free because alcohol in me does not work very well. Usually if I have like even a half pint of like some kind of like really weak cider, the next day I'm just a bit of a bitch. I don't know why. So I don't tend to drink it very often because it makes me in a really bad mood. It's not even that I'm hungover. I'm just annoyed with everything. But I might do that if I can get through this, because then tomorrow I could take a bit of a break. If I can get through this one, then I can have a bit of a break Monday, and then next week I'm off. So the plan will be to finish number 5. I think number 5 has a little bit less words than this current one does. Don't quote me on it. And then after my week off, I'll have 2 more weeks of July where I can hopefully finish book 6. Because this took me 2 weeks. That would allow me to have 2 weeks to finish that and a week to speed through book 5. Is it gonna work? Am I being over ambitious? Who knows? Whatever happens in the next few hours anyway, I'm gonna finish this vlog so that I can theoretically edit it tonight. I would say that I could edit tomorrow, but we are losing power for potentially 4 hours tomorrow when they install, we have people coming around to do a smart meter. So they're gonna cut all of our power for 4 hours. I can do rereading, but I can't do editing because my computer will be off. So I might end up either rereading through book 5 starting or finishing this if I don't. Or I might just grab a book and just start reading tomorrow and just see if I can read an actual physical book for the first time in a while. I've been doing a lot of ebooks and audiobooks over the last couple of weeks. Audiobooks are my preferred method of doing it. I always feel like I retain more when I'm being told information, but we are once again in a situation where I do not know how much B-roll I will film because this is a little bit of a mess. A little bit of everything everywhere. I will get to start doing some rereading. I might get a coffee first to try and get my brain to stop being so weird and focus on something. Start rereading through and I will let you guys know where I get to today. Okay, it is about 12:30, still on the 11th, and I've finished rereading through Space Pirates book 4. Got about 8,000 words of notes for rereading. I have finished the whole of book 4. So I've added it up with the rest of my Milwordy and I'm currently at very, very, very close to 780k since August, which is a bit insane. If I can finish book 5 next week and then book 6 on the last 2 weeks, I should be home stretch, last 2 books in August, and be almost done. But I think I'm going to stop this vlog here and I'll pick up again when I start book 5. But as always, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Why has my voice gone so weird? I'm in a very strange mood today. I haven't even had caffeine.